Victoria Rowell, back to the show. Great to see you, honey. We first met, actually, in the Bahamas talking about foster care.
That's
you were doing
right.
stuff down there, and you were a foster child for how long as a kid?
For 18 years.
18 years of your life.
I was born into foster care. I was in an orphanage there, and after 16 days, I was placed into the care of Bertha Taylor and two of her friends, and actually it was against the law because they were white. I was biracial. It was against the law in Maine. Since then, we have come a long way, and then went to Massachusetts and lived with Agatha Armstead and got a full scholarship thanks to the National Endowment of the Arts and the Ford Foundation, and studied classical ballet until I came to here, New York City, 31 years ago, to dance with American Ballet Theater School. So it was quite a journey.
You have made a tremendous success, but that's not usually the story for most of the kids, sadly, in foster care here in America.
You know, Rosie, we hear so much of the negative side of foster care. I think if we heard a fraction of the positive stories, the trench work that social workers do and foster parents do, it would far outweigh the negative stories. Unfortunately, the negative stories sell papers and are big in media, but I'm here to say that there were extraordinary mentors that I received throughout my 18 years, ballet teachers, farmers, women across America, social workers, who really went above and beyond, out-of-box thinkers, and I'm profoundly grateful because I wouldn't be here today otherwise.
Yes, and the foster care system, it's not as though there's anything wrong with the children or the social workers trying to help. It's just, it's not adequately set up. There are 500,000 kids in America in foster care, 141,000 licensed foster homes.
Absolutely. The infrastructure is just not there. And oftentimes, I wonder how many of my brothers and sisters in foster care, because we're always looking for family, go into the military.
Yes.
Because we're always looking for military, and I wonder how many come back and no one's there to bury them, because there is no family sometimes for our foster children once they emancipate, 25,000 strong, as you know, Rosie, that leave every year. Where would they go? I went to a ballet company. Some children aren't so fortunate as I. So I talk about how ballet actually became a foster parent for me here in New York City, because I was still a ward of the state and a minor, and I had some pretty intriguing adventures here in New York.
Yeah. Was it difficult to write the book, or was it cathartic for you?
It was very cathartic for me. It was as joyous as it was painful, because posthumously I visited a lot of my mothers and my mentors, and I have in memorial regret in the book as well. I was very grateful to HarperCollins William Morrow imprint for allowing me not only to give that reverence to these women, but also a resource page in the back. What's the point of writing a book if you can't tell people where to go at the end of it? So I have a whole list of references, but it was painful, it was cathartic. People came back into my life that I hadn't seen in so long, Rosie, and it was quite extraordinary. To have that connection, that pull, that gravitational pull that we women have.
Yes.
And
the urge to mother is innate in women, you know, and you mother the ones that are around. I know my mother died as a child. I was raised by other people's moms.
That's right. That's right. And you don't have to birth a child to mother or mentor a child, and sometimes fathers are the mentors, and sometimes fathers are the mothers. But in this book, I describe the extraordinary power of a person willing to impart their knowledge, such as Esther Brooks, such as Dolores Marcellus, who just an extraordinary woman who not only raised her 6 sons, but helped raise me, and hence my her grandson and my 2 children. So everyone can mentor where they stand. Some people think, well, I have to be trained, I have to get a room, I need to get, 20 chairs. No, where you sit is where you mentor. One woman taught me how to knit and crochet. Huge.
Yes.
Another woman taught me how to plant, not to overwater, but to fertilize, and don't take, the casing off the seed.
Yeah.
Plant the peat pot, take care of it.
It changes a child's life. As a child who didn't have a mother, was my math teacher in 7th grade, who became a mother, who was the first person to hug me, who was the first person to say "I love you" to me out loud. And it was a profound, it profoundly changed my life.
Absolutely.
It really did. It's a beautiful book. It really is. You met your biological mother 3 times, and you talk about how that felt. This book is, everyone's getting a copy. Victoria Rowell, fantastic. We'll be right back after this.